Okay, we ready? Well, maybe not. Tommy, once you hold that and you got yours there. Yeah, just keep it there. There you go. Let me first just say thank you to all the media coming out this morning as we discuss a very, very important issue in our community. And I think perhaps even an issue that many folks in the community, including myself, did not recognize would create so much conflict. And as a mayor of this city, and before I read my prepared notes, I want you to know that it is my desire as the mayor of this city to serve all the city. And I have spent many hours thinking about this issue. And so today I want to provide you with what I hope to be an option that we can consider as a city. I have spent considerable time reflecting on this resolution's potential to divide this community, as it already has with our city council and the mayor's office. After much consultation with community members and staff, I feel compelled to offer what I believe to be a reasonable solution as I consider my options. First, I want it to be very clear that this has absolutely nothing to do with any particular organization or group of people, including the LGBTQ community, who I love dearly. In fact, I, along with every council member, will demonstrate our LGBTQ support by signing a proclamation recognizing June as Pride Month in the city of Fresno. And this is in addition to the recently signed proclamation supporting Transgender and Transsexual Visibility Day in our city. Both of these, I believe, are extremely important. Again, I join the entire city council in supporting this proclamation. The City of Fresno proclamation is very inclusive and absolutely supports the One Vision Fresno, or the One Fresno vision. However, this resolution is, in my opinion, not inclusive and will serve to divide our community as it is currently written. Since their installation, City Hall's 3 flagpoles have been reserved to fly the American flag, California flag, City of Fresno flag, and periodically the POW flag, which is recognized by the federal government. In addition, upon request on special occasions, flags of friendly countries have also been raised at City Hall. This resolution, however, diverges from a flag representing a country, state, or a city to a flag representing a cause. Has a potential to alienate those who do not support that particular cause in our community. The mere fact that council members do not agree on this resolution is an indication of what will most likely occur in our community. Secondly, this resolution, as written, has an automatic exclusion by preventing the raising of any faith-based flag. This exclusion, although created by case law, automatically serves to exclude a segment of our community and does not support our One Fresno vision. If City Council desires to allow the raising of flags by groups or organizations on city property, then we must be inclusive and not discriminate against any group or organization. I've consulted with the city attorney and have found a legal pathway for all organizations and groups to have an opportunity to participate in a flag-raising ceremony on City of Fresno property. That property is right here at Eaton Plaza, located on the corner of the northeast corner of Mariposa and N Streets. This is truly an ideal location to become the city's freedom of speech area. This plaza, as you can see, is big enough to accommodate large groups of people, is equipped with a stage for ceremonial presentations, along with plenty of nearby parking. It also has a large area for seating, as well as shaded by trees. The creation of Unity Park at Eaton Plaza as a free speech area with flagpoles will allow for a variety of flags to be raised in our city, which absolutely supports our One Fresno vision. I have directed the city manager to immediately initiate the process to have flagpoles installed at this location. Those flagpoles, as depicted here on each of the poster boards, will be going around in a circular fashion all the way to the end. Unity Park at Eaton Plaza will then be utilized for all future ceremonial flag raisings. The first flag to be raised at Unity Park at Eaton Plaza will be the pride flag. And I would envision that every pole will have the pride flag flying. And I will be here. The 3 flagpoles at City Hall should be reserved for the American flag, California flag, and City of Fresno flag, as well as the POW flag, which is appropriate due to the proximity to the military memorial. Lastly, my administration will continue to work with the City Council and community members to explore other ways to publicly recognize organizations and groups in our community. I've been approached by a City Council member who has informed me that he is meeting with various council members in hopes of being able to get council to uniformly support this concept here at Eaton Plaza. I'm hopeful. I want that to be the case, and I do not want any group or organization in this community feel like they are being displaced, that we have relegated Eaton Plaza as a place that is less than the importance of City Hall. That is not the case. As I look at the city of Merced, as I understand it, the flag that they have raised in Merced is at Bob Hart Park. And I believe that is very reasonable, very appropriate. In fact, these flagpoles will be installed by June 11th, and I am proposing that we have the pride flags displayed here on June 11th and have a celebration here with our community right here at Unity Park at Eaton Plaza. And we can have that done by June 11th. So that is my proposal to the community. That is my proposal to the City Council. That is my alternative solution to what I think to be something that instead of being divisive can be unifying. And so I want to thank Council members Bredefield and Carbasi for standing here today in support of this concept. May not be 100% support of the entire concept, and certainly there is room to approve upon it. But I do believe this is a tremendous opportunity for us as a community to come together and to unify at this place that I want to refer to as Unity Park at Eaton Plaza. Gary?
Thank you, Mayor. Greatly appreciate your efforts in coming up with a solution that I think is really good for the community. Let's understand very clearly, the resolution that passed that I didn't support was a divisive one. It basically allowed flags or people to promote causes. Now, it might not seem like a big deal until somebody brings forward a cause that you don't like. So initially this would have been the gay pride flag, and a lot of people would have been supportive, but there would have been people who weren't. Yet what it did, because it's government, it would have opened up the door to other flags that people wouldn't have been supportive of. So it was a slippery slope, and it was primed for division in our community. So somebody who might support a gay pride flag might not be happy when the Blue Lives Matter flag flies, or the Black Lives Matter flag flies. There's plenty of people who have very strong reactions to all kinds of flags, pro-life flag, Planned Parenthood flag. And if we went down this road, any one of those flags could have flown. Now, the other thing it did was, as the mayor pointed out, it excluded religious flags. And frankly, I don't want to exclude any religious flag if we're going to allow all flags to fly. This solves that problem. Having the flags here at Eaton Park, Eaton Plaza, this is not government here. This is a community here. And so any flag can fly here, including religious flags can fly here. That is not the case at City Hall. So that resolution was divisive. It was brought forward, frankly, by council members who are often divisive, who often play identity politics, and that's why I opposed it. This is a win-win situation for the community, and it removes all the politics out of it. Now, what remains? Free speech at City Hall still remains. Outside of City Hall, people can still express their point of view on any issue. We welcome freedom of speech. I love the First Amendment. I use the First Amendment, and so does everyone else. And I don't care whether I agree with the speech or don't agree with the speech. Everybody should have their say, and you can have it at City Hall. But the flagpoles belong to the United States of America, to the state of California, to the city of Fresno, and to the POWs who we still think about. Now it is time for us to put this divisive issue behind us. The mayor's efforts and solution solves that. And I think the people of Fresno expect us to get back to work. They expect us to solve problems in terms of crime. We have spike in crime. We have shootings all the time. We are cleaning up our city. There's graffiti that we need to continue to clean up. We're opening up businesses, finally allowing businesses to open up. And we're working on fixing roads in our parks. That's what people expect us to do, not engage in these divisive identity political issues. This solves that. It's not perfect, but it's a great solution for the community. And this is a park that is the community's park. And by flying flags here, it takes all of the divisive politics out of there. And frankly, when people come to City Hall, we should proudly be flying the United States of America flag and our city flag and our state flag. And so, Mayor, I want to thank you for your efforts. I know you put a lot of hard work and sweat and time into this. It's my hope that the city council, the majority of them, will support this. And if it doesn't, I'm sure that you will end up vetoing it, and we will see where that goes. But hopefully they want to bring people together, not divide. This does that today. Thank you.
Good morning. It is a hot day today. I want to thank you all for being out here. I do want to thank the mayor for offering this alternative to the city council. And I love the idea of Unity Park because it's not going to be us as council members that decide what flags go up here. It's the residents, and they can put whatever flag they want. I think that that's really important to be inclusive. Having said that, I also want to state, and this is just my personal opinion as a council member, you know, I had a nice chat yesterday with someone who's a resident in my district, and she is a great, she's well known in the community, and she happens to be gay. And that's part of who she is, and there's nothing wrong with that. And she told me about an experience when she was a student at Fresno State, and her booth for their club was burned down. And that was a long time ago. And we have come a long way as a community, but that's the trauma and fear a lot of folks in our gay community have. And I want to make it very clear, I'm so glad to see other communities recognizing the LGBTQ+ community, but we've been doing that for a very, very long time. In fact, as police chief, it was Mayor Dyer who did everything possible to ensure that members of our community, including those on the LGBTQ+ spectrum, weren't victims of human trafficking and crime. And that's leadership. I don't want to get caught up in debates that divide us. I truly don't. I promised voters I wouldn't be a part of that. But what is absolutely important, and I'm the council member that always brings forward the trans emotion resolution every single year. Everyone in this community can be who they are, and you can feel safe in this community. That's what Fresno is. You can go to the Tower District, you can go to Northwest Fresno, you can come to Eaton Plaza and be here safe no matter what you believe. And in Unity Park, everybody will be able to raise their flag for whatever they believe, whether you're a faith-based person, or it's the pride flag, or Black Lives Matter, or Support Blue. That's what freedom is. Thank you.
Good morning. Just wanted to follow up a little bit on the mayor's comments about the process we're proposing as part of this solution. As we would expect, folks would come to the city manager's office, make a request to fly their flags here at Eaton Plaza. We'd go ahead and process it through with our city attorney just to make sure we're covering all the bases that'll be specified in the city attorney's in the resolution, and then we will work with the community to establish the dates, establish the ceremonies, establish the facilities they need to do their celebration here, and we're really looking forward to that. We think this is a great location. Its proximity to everything here, and that we surrounded by these government facilities, and so a great place to for people to express their freedom of speech and their First Amendment rights on any matter that's important to them, that's important to the city. And we welcome and embrace people being able to share with their government and share with the community their thoughts and ideas about how we can make this place better, the things we need to catch up on, things we need to emphasize and focus on. So we look forward to that. Look forward to receiving all of those requests for flag raising here at the Unity Park at Eaton Plaza, and look forward to working with you guys as well as we navigate down that process. So thank you.
Before I open up to any questions, I do want to say one thing. You know, I've heard much, read much, and about One Fresno, which was, for me, more than a campaign slogan. It is who I am. It's what I believe in. I believe in unity. You know, when I served as a police chief and as a police officer, whenever someone called 911, we didn't ask if they were a Republican or a Democrat, whether they were gay or straight. We didn't ask what color of their skin was. We responded. And I can tell you, when a hate crime occurred in this community, we pulled out all stops to make sure we solved that, especially with the LGBTQ community, because I know as a person how much fear that causes in the community, especially among that particular community. And I spent countless hours meeting with members of the LGBTQ community, having conversation, watching them after a hate crime had occurred. And it was so gratifying to be able to arrest individuals who had been responsible for some of these hate crimes. And so I want the LGBT community to know that I stand with you. This has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with any personal feelings or religious beliefs or anything of that nature. It is in my core to try to unite this city. And I'm hopeful and prayerful that this solution will unite the city, will unite the council. I want nothing more. I've had a lot of restless nights. I haven't been sleeping over this issue, trying to come up with a way that would unify this city and not divide this city any more than it has. There have been hundreds and hundreds of calls coming to my office. And the social media has been absolutely exploding with comments. None of those productive. And as a result of this, not a single street has been paved. Not one more person has been kept safe. Not another fire has been put out. Nor have we cleaned up any neighborhoods as a result of this debate. And so I agree, it is time to put this debate behind us. Let's unify as a community. Let's establish Unity Park here at Eaton Plaza. Let's erect the flagpoles. Let's start out June 11th right here with the pride flags flown proudly at Eaton Plaza. And let's unite as a city and come together. And I invite everyone, whether you're part of the LGBTQ community or not, to come and stand with me as we raise those pride flags in Fresno. Thank you.
Mayor Dyer, Adrian Thomas from KC24. So, just some logistical questions about this. This illustration on the left, would this be a permanent installation all year round, and then would all pride flags be for June?
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. No, this display to my right is simply flags that have flown at City Hall. You see the flag of Armenia and Greece, and we also show an illustration of a pride flag, which has been requested. But also, since it's all started, there have been requests of my office to fly the Blue Lives Matter flag as well as the Black Lives Matter flag. And I fully understand, based on comments that I've received from all segments of the community, if in fact either one of those flags goes up at City Hall, it's going to create a divide. So that's just an illustration. More likely, what I would like to see is when we have a ceremony, whatever organization or group or cause that is, that all of those flags would be flown. And in fact, I'll make a commitment that starting on June 11th, when the flag pride is flown on these flags, poles, we'll leave it up all month for Pride Month in the city of Fresno. Not 2 days or 3 days or a week as proposed. We'll leave it up for the entire month of Pride Month in the city of Fresno. And then in the future, we're going to have other requests. I know that. And we're going to be in a position to say yes to all of them.
So, the city still wants to go through with this flag raising ceremony on June 11th, because Fresno Rainbow Pride has promoted that they will be raising the pride flag at City Hall next Friday.
Yes.
So, are you guys going to work with them to try and coordinate this year next Friday?
That would be my my hope, and I'm relying on a city council member to meet with certain members of the councils to see if we can't agree to that, because that's my hope. And again, I don't want anybody to think they're being relegated to another location, but this is a perfect place for large ceremonies of people together. Hundreds and hundreds and even 1,000 people could come here, and we have seating, we have shade, we have the perfect location, a stage for ceremonial presentations. I just think this is ideal for what we want to accomplish in this city. Yes.
Will you be officially vetoing the resolution that was passed last week?
As I said in my message, I'm going to consider all options, but what I don't want to do is be premature on anything I say today, because I want to leave plenty of room. I certainly have the option to veto the message. I have the option to let it go through, and I have the option to present a viable alternative, which I think I've done today.
Don't you have 3 more days to exercise your veto?
I believe it's based on the holiday. It would be June 11th.
But I thought you had 10 days from when it was passed.
Excluding, well, from the time that I received the resolution, yes. So I'm hopeful we can get this resolved early next week by Tuesday. I did not cancel a June 1st Pride ceremony. I did not even know anything about a June 1st Pride ceremony. So I don't know anything about that. But I will say there's been a lot of things said on social media that I've not responded to, things that are certainly untrue, things that are not favorable. I've not responded for the simple fact is I don't want to get into a debate or further divide this community by anything I say or do. I'm the mayor for one Fresno. Whether you live in the north or the south, whether you are a black, white, a brown, or Asian, whether you are gay or straight, it doesn't matter to me. I love people. I was elected by the people of Fresno to serve everyone, and I plan on serving everyone.
Will there be any cost associated with using this area or raising this flag?
If there is, it would be very, very minimal. And when I say minimal, I don't know what that. Really, the entity providing their flag to be raised.
The application process though won't cost anything?
We haven't decided that, but if it did, maybe it's $20. I don't know, but it'll be minimal, very minimal.
How will the city make decisions if somebody applies for the same dates?
Then we're going to have to make that decision in terms of, if they who submitted it first, and then we'll come up with some accommodations for those things. We're going to have multiple flagpoles, so we can consult with the organization. Say, do you mind if your flag is flown at the same time as the other flag? There's things that we can go through the process to make sure that works. Just like not all the details are ironed out in the resolution for City Hall either. There's a lot of uncertainties there. But what we want to do is show good faith, good intent, and to demonstrate our support and love for everyone in Fresno.
Mayor, did you ever consult with anybody about the LGBT community in your own administration about this?
In my own administration, I can't say that. I consulted with my staff. I consulted with folks in the community. I have consulted with folks from the LGBT community. But largely, I've just tried to find a an option that would be, I don't want to say the middle ground, because I don't like that, because that means people have to give in. I think we've come up with a viable alternative to unite versus the singular option of dividing. That's all. And trust me, David, there are some people in this community that have very, very strong feelings on both sides of this issue in droves. And I've heard it from both sides. And so this right here, I think, is something that's very meaningful. I can tell you the location is very important. It's next to the police department. It's close by to the state building, close by to the courthouse, close by to City Hall, close by to the federal courthouse. It is not too far, 2 blocks away from the district attorney's office. So this Eaton Plaza is centrally located around government buildings throughout Fresno, downtown Fresno. Yeah, those are the conversations we are having with the city attorney, and we'll continue to have. But we want to make sure that what we, the case laws are very, quite frankly, they're very clear in terms of what's offensive and what's not offensive. However, the case laws have always been interpreted to say it has to be some type of a deep, deep offense. And what we don't want is anything that's going to, spew hatred or prejudice or anything of that nature. So that's the reason the city manager said we would have to work very, very closely with the city attorney, as we do on all of our major decisions.
Mayor,
Yes.
historically, we've seen cities that are integral in the history of the gay rights movement, like San Francisco raising the gay pride flag at City Hall. We've seen certain presidential administrations light up the White House in rainbow colors. Would you say that's divisive?
I think it depends on the community in which you reside, quite frankly. And what I have seen since this resolution came up is the very, very, very diverse opinions in Fresno on this issue, and which is what has been, for me, created the most conflict, because I honestly see both sides. And I feel for everyone involved. I understand how some people feel that City Hall belongs to them. And that they're taxpayers and they get to determine everything that goes on at City Hall. I understand it. But I also understand people's desire to be recognized, to be able to demonstrate that they're important. I'll stand here today and tell you the LGBTQ community is important. I value and cherish the contributions that they have made to our city. And I have many, many, many close friends who happen to be LGBTQ in that community. So this is, again, it's not about this organization. As was said by the council member, what happens when a Blue Lives Matter flag is proposed to be flown at City Hall? There has to be an acceptance of that. Does it appear that the city council or the mayor has endorsed that by having it there? And the answer is, of course. And what does that do to certain segments of our community? We saw that this last year. What could that do to the African American community? In fact, I've had folks from the African American community reach out and say, if we allow this flag, will it open up a door to the Blue Lives Matter flag? And the answer is yes, over at City Hall. So we want to make sure that we do that. So. We can do this unilaterally. We can do this unilaterally, yes. So, and I want to make it clear that all flags will be flown here. State flags, or country flags rather, from other countries that recommend that. But we would reserve the ones at City Hall. So, anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.